it's something that I want to talk about. I'm not sure how many people are aware of this. Oh, well, yes, I'm wearing a crown today, feeling all princess like. So I'm wearing a crown. However, it's four agreements that best-selling author Don Miguel wrote, and I promise you guys, those are my four house rules. If you can live by these four agreements, I promise you, your life is going to take a turn for the best. Now, they're so simple. They're very simple, but they're so hard because we've been conditioned our whole life otherwise. Listen to the first agreement.
The first agreement is the most important one, and also the most difficult one to honor. It is so important that with just this first agreement, you will be able to transcend to the level of existence I call heaven on earth. The first agreement is to be impeccable with your word.
That sounds so easy, don't it, y'all? Be impeccable with your word. Don't sound hard at all, do it? That means watch what you say. Don't say anything mean, spiteful, hurtful, condescending, undermining. All those go along with being impeccable with your word. Do you know how hard that is to be impeccable with your word? Like, you know how hard that is to have a bad day and have your child come and say, Mom, do you remember what you're supposed to be doing? And you get angry. You might say something you don't mean. That's a very hard agreement to follow, but think about it. We wouldn't worry about what this person got going if we was impeccable with our word because we wouldn't have anything negative to say. We wouldn't be worried about the next person because all that falls under the category of being impeccable with your word. How can you be impeccable with your word if you worry about this person or that person? No one would get teased. No one would get bullied. There'd be no gossiping in the projects. But guess what? Since I can remember, as a child, that's all we heard. Very easy thing to see in your mind, but it's very hard. Because even I hit my toe, I'm like, mother effer. It's not being impeccable with my word. That's why I say it sounds so very easy, but it's very hard. Let's see the second one.
The second agreement, don't take anything personally.
Now, a lot of people say, oh, baby, I don't take that personal. You take something personal. We all do. You wouldn't have feelings if you didn't, right? And it sounds so easy to not take anything personal, but how can you? You're in a relationship, they cheat. You're going to take that personal, right? That goes along with not taking anything personal. Reason being, because guess what? If we don't take anything personal, can you imagine the heartbreak that you would miss out on if you didn't take it personal when your significant other cheat? Oh, you cheated? Well, I'm going to go this way and you stay over there with Kilolo. You'd be happy. I mean, the reason for that agreement is to let you know we are all perfectly flawed. We are all humans. So when someone does something, we have to keep in mind it's not a reflection of us, more so of a reflection of themselves. But because we are human and we do take things personal, whenever someone calls us fat, ugly, we get cheated on, we don't get this job, we take all of that personal. Do you know what all that personal and emotional damage is doing to your inner being, your mind? When you can't sleep at night, you're tossing and turning. All that is a combination piled up into your body of things that you taking personal that you might not even think you took personal, but you did because we're human. That's the second agreement. Don't take anything personal. Let's see what the third one is.
The third agreement, don't make assumptions.
Y'all. Now, everybody out there make assumptions. Girl, I heard he got laid off because he was sleeping with son. So I heard this and I heard that. We all do it. I make assumptions. My baby come home. I already know you got a bad letter. What you wasn't doing. Her grades are awesome. It's her attitude, her conduct. I did good today, mama. Oh, okay. Congratulations, baby. I'm proud of you. I shouldn't have made that assumption. Right there, I'm putting in your head that it's okay for you to be bad because I'm already expecting it. And you know the other saying, when you assume what you do, right? You make a what? Either way, let's go back before we hit this fourth one. The first one, be impeccable with your word. Speak kindness. It's power in the tongue. Put it like this. Don't say nothing to nobody that you wouldn't want to say it to you. Sound easy, don't it? Number 2, don't take that personal. Nothing. Whatever somebody say or try to do to you is a reflection of themselves, and we shouldn't take it personal. Sound easy, don't it? Third one, don't make assumptions. We do it all the time. We be on Google. Oh, they said I got scoliosis at the brain. You know, you punch in your symptoms. You got short breath, and it's calculate. What you make that assumption for? You could have just went to the doctor and waited on the results. But no, we're humans. We want that. I gotta know now. Something ain't right. And we assume, and then we create a problem where it is no problem. Sounds easy, don't it? Don't make assumptions. Hard, isn't it? When you think about all the things that you assume that you probably shouldn't. Let's hear this fourth one.
The Four Agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz. Introduction.
No, we don't want to hear that one.
Word. It sounds very simple, but it is.
Why the other one was so easy to get to, and then this one want to get me out of these problems? They ain't never the devil.
The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book is about 4 agreements. That's it. However, there is a lot of power and magnitude to these 4 agreements if you internalize them, you reflect upon them, and you realize where you are doing them or not doing them in your life. You can make a profound
guess what?
impact.
We ain't got to listen to it because I know it. Like I say, those are my house rules.
In everything you do, everything from your business, personal life.
The fourth agreement is to always do your best. Now
Now
that one is real easy. I would say that. Because no matter what I do, I always do my best. Like, it's not hard to do your best. If your best don't look like what's best to the next person, who cares? As long as you know in your heart you did your best. You took a test, you know you studied. Because you know you're supposed to study all night. You don't want to burn your brain out. You know, so you did your best. I think the easiest agreement to follow is to always do your best. It's not hard to always do your best. Because what's your best is not going to be the next person's best. But to be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personal, and don't make assumptions. Sounds like a lot, don't it? Okay. The word is a force. The power you have to manifest anything into existence. The word can set you free, or it can enslave you for a lifetime. Perfect example. When you see women going to get their body done, somewhere along the line, somebody told them their body wasn't perfect. So they waited and waited because it stayed imprinted on their brain until they was in a position to be able to go rectify a condition that they thought was wrong. And in reality, they were beautiful. But because someone along the line told them that they was imperfect, which were all perfectly imperfect, they tried to rectify the situation. RIP to all the women who've lost their lives, you know, trying to rectify a situation that someone put in their head. Because when you're a child, if no one tells you you're ugly, you go through your whole life with a high self-confidence. But all it takes is one person to say, girl, you ugly as day. And for the rest of your life, no matter who tell you you're beautiful, you're going to always remember that one person who said, girl, you ugly as day. Impeccable with your word. There really is power in the tongue. What you say to people resonates with them for the rest of their life. So think of it as your child. Don't say nothing to nobody you wouldn't want said to your child. That's how we gonna conquer this being impeccable with your word. Because if you're like me, I go to war behind my kids, even with myself when I'm wrong. So that means look at everybody like that's your child. At first it's gonna be hard because it was a challenge when we first started a year ago. My whole household had a problem with it. But the more it progressed, the easier it got, the peaceful it got, the more unified it became. I told them, don't say anything you won't want said to you. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if someone pisses you off. If someone gets mad, do you want them to be able to still call you ugly or this and that? No. You want them to handle you the right way. Say, hey, this is what you did. It upset me. And if they don't react the way you want, guess what? Remove that person out your life or remove yourself from their life. That means that person is not supposed to be in your life anyway. So they did you a favor. You found out now rather than later. Don't take anything personal. If you take what someone says about us personal, then that means you're agreeing to what they said. Like if they call you ugly and you get mad, that means you think you're ugly. And that's the problem. Them calling you ugly just surface the problem. So just remember, when we react to negative things, that means we're accepting what someone said. That means we're acknowledging that it's truth behind it or truth to it. So when someone says something that's not nice or out of character to you, just remember it's a reflection of them and not you. When you react, then it becomes a reflection of you. Come on now. Self-love. Start loving yourself, and what people say won't matter to you. I can only tell you what they say about me, and babe, I keep smiling. Like, I don't care. You can say something about my mama. I call on my mama. You okay? What's wrong? Oh, well, so-and-so said this. Did it affect you? No. Okay. Don't make assumptions. It's an easy way to conquer this one. Because we did. If you don't have the courage, wait on it. Sit down, pray on it, build up your strength, whatever you got to do. If you ever think something or suspect something about somebody, ask them. Express yourself to them. Show your concern. And if they lie or deny, that means they're not supposed to be in your life and they did you a favor. They remove themselves now rather than later. I promise you, y'all keep listening to me. We keep communicating. I'm going to show you a solution to every problem, a bright side to every dark side. And I ain't talking about horrific sides. Please don't get on here being smart. But what about the... No. I'm not talking about the horrific things. We're not going there. Because that's a whole nother ballpark. That's probably karma. Some, like I say, what don't hit you, hits your kids. People forget that. When these horrible things happen, they be like, why? That's another episode, another show, whatever. Let's keep it moving. Number 4. That's the easiest rule of all. I know all the other ones sound simple, but always do your best. It doesn't matter. And remember, you cannot fail at always doing your best, because what's your best will never be the next person's best. And that's what makes you unique. That's what makes that rule so easy to accomplish. Because as long as you know you did your best, come on now, you'll never have a problem. Never. I wanted to do that show because a lot of people don't know about the 4 agreements. And you can look it up on YouTube or Google, whatever. But parents, look into the 4 agreements. Condition your children from small age on up about the 4 agreements. I say that because they'll live a more happier, energetic life when they understand people are going to do and say all sorts of things and it's never going to be a reflection of them. It's a reflection of themselves. It also helps build their character. It teaches them self-love. We have to start teaching these babies to love themselves at a young age so they won't be subjected to codependent relationships, domestic violent relationships. They won't get entangled. Not saying that they still won't take bad paths, because that's natural. I understand it. But what I'm saying is, it'll curve a lot of them from taking the wrong path. Sometimes it's just meant for certain people to have to take the hard way. But it can help a lot of people if we start teaching them to be impeccable with their word. If we start teaching them, to not take things personal, to not make assumptions, to always do their best. Now, true enough, Mary might not be teaching her child that, so it might be conflict there. But guess what? If your child taught them the right way, they might make a friend by teaching them something that they know. Pass it on. Each one teach one, or whatever Precious said. All I'm saying is, we can change the way the world turns. And with what's going on right now, the 4 agreements sound a heck of a lot better than us in the store packing our baskets full of tissue, paper towels, and Lysol. I work at Walmart. I buy 1 can a week. If my mom needs a can, I get her a can. Because there's somebody there that needs it more than me, maybe. See, my thing is, I've been bleaching down my house, doing all these things, because that's how I was raised. So if I don't know nothing else, I will tell you this. I will eat off my floor. Because if I don't know nothing else, I know cleaning. Ask anybody who know me. Matter of fact, cleanliness is next to godliness. So that was an easy rule for me to comply with. I wouldn't lie to you. My house already stocked up on all these cleaning supplies. So it was no need for me to be greedy. I'm going to tell you something. That's a whole nother show. Greed, you might get it for now, but baby, who want to pay that outcome? You know what I'm saying? From being greedy. You might be living your best life. And that moment where you took all them rolls of tissue and you got 10 people behind you and all you needed was a 4 roll because it's just you in your house, but you took all of it, just damage, crash. You living your best life. Everything happened to you bad all at once. We got to start acknowledging that sometimes if we done did some shady stuff in the past, be prepared for it to come back. I look back on the years of things that went wrong and I realized I wasn't always impeccable with my word. I wasn't always at a place where I didn't take things personal. And I wasn't always at a place where I didn't make assumptions. That created a lot of arguments and fights for me when I created them assumptions. Some was right. I was 50-50. Whatever my mind told me, that's what I went with. Why would I lie to myself? It's free to tell yourself the truth. Who don't like free stuff? And I always thought I was doing my best. That's because I ain't love myself. But I do now, so I know the difference. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to follow the 4 agreements. Y'all might even say it's corny. But the more you research it for yourself, like I say, I always research anything anybody tell you for yourself. Know for yourself. Each one teach one, whatever. It's not a bad thing. It teaches unity and kindness. And it occurred racism. The reason I say it occurred racism because the more impeccable you are with your word, the less you're going to want to use these derogatory words that cut races down into groups and sections. I have friends from all walks of life, all sexuality. I'm saying this to say this. I don't have to agree with anything you do. But the color of your skin, come on, man. You was born with that. I judge people based on how they treat me. I don't care what color you is. I don't care what your sexual preference is, your religious beliefs are. We ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to talk about none of that. If we can get together and have fun, because like I say, I'm a child. I'm very childish. I love to laugh and joke. Then guess what? You got a friend for life. Our main purpose in life should be to build each other up. Because one day, that adult with all that hate in them, you're going to pass. And whatever you believe in, that's where you're going. Your kids gonna be the ones left here to pay for your deeds, to get treated like you treated people. Just know you're gonna always be here with your bad words, with your racism. When you pass, your kids are gonna be here. And guess what? That cycle that you put on somebody else's kid, it's gonna replay on your child. So you choose how your children are treated when you're gone. I pray that you treated somebody else's child right so that your child will get the same treatment. And as always, I'm sending love and light to anyone who needs it. I love y'all. If you need someone to talk to, reach out and touch somebody's hand. That's probably wrong. I don't know. But hit my email up. On my soul. If you just need somebody to talk to, I got you. I don't mind talking. I don't mind helping nobody. I mean, I have strangers that have stopped me and came and talked to me and then come back later and be like, thank you so much. Like, I don't know what possessed me to do this. I've never just walked up and had a conversation, but you were so easy to talk to, and I needed that. I needed that. And every time they come to my store, and it's multiple ones. So I ain't just toot my own horn, because that do make me feel good. So I am proud of that. I am bragging. I'm not going to boast or whatever the bad one is, but I am bragging because that makes me feel good. Because that's what's wrong if I can make someone feel better. We don't know what challenges they face. I've been in a lot of dark places that I got myself out of. And I wish I had somebody that actually, they ain't got to love me, but care enough about my situation to want to give me some words of encouragement. Words of encouragement are so important. We might feel like they don't do that. It does. How many times you done felt down and you walk somewhere and they be like, smile, beautiful. You be like, oh, they think I'm beautiful. And you think you look like a wildebeest. It changes your mood. It changes your mindset. It sets the tone for your day. It allows you to feel great inside, which it shows. I don't care what you feel you look like. If your confidence is on 20, you 2 dimes in one, male or female. Come on, y'all. 702 it. Let's get it together. If we can't help each other, at least don't hurt each other. And if you hate me that much for my sexual preference or the color of my skin, knowing that you ain't even got to walk in my path, just look the other way. You ain't got to hurt me. If hate consumes you that much, go the other way. If, most of these people who are be racist, they believe in God. I'm just saying. One of the 10 commandments that y'all tell us, even though it's 613 commandments, is thou shalt not kill. What you think you're doing? Y'all do understand that a repeated sin is not forgiven. For all those who keep saying, yes, he gonna keep forgiving me over and over. He forgives you for each sin that you commit. Not repeated sins that you commit. Go back and read the Bible, my Bible people. Yes, you have to walk righteous in that right once you commit that sin. Some sins are greater than others. People like, that sin ain't. Read your Bible. Adultery. Yes. I have somebody might come back on here later and try to argue me down. I got it wrote down and all that good stuff. But yes, some sins are, you got cardinal sins. It breaks it down. All I'm saying is, don't allow your hate to bounce back on your kids, because you ain't gonna live forever. People gonna remember what you did. And what don't get you, it's gonna get your kids. So I want to see how many people actually love their kids to change their ways. Not to change your beliefs, but to change the path that you're creating for your child or children. Now, y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. I'm sending love and light your way. Teach, love, and inspire. Spiritual growth. It doesn't matter what path you own, as long as you own one. Let's find this purpose. I ain't gonna be y'all corny and say let's make the world a better place. Let's just make a better living space. Might be too late to make the world a better place, but let's make it a better living space so that we can all coexist. Because at the end of the day, we all have one common goal, and I do know that is to make sure we see our family grow, prosper, become abundant. And we can't do that if you got people killing our children, which is going to put hate in our hearts. I'm going to tell you right now, that's what's going to happen. Because I sit there in the courtroom and listen. But my mindset, after you take my child, it's going to be an eye for an eye and all that good stuff. I'm on Malcolm X side. I'm just being honest. You know, that's why you have to watch what you do before you do it. It goes back to when you was in kindergarten. I know everybody know this rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want to talk, you ain't got to talk. You punch me in my eye, guess what? Like I want to get punched in the eye? No. So guess what I'm going to do? Punch you in both of them. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I ain't going to lie about nothing. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm a work in progress. I'm not saved. So the old me still in me. So I try not to put myself in situations. But I also respect others. I don't care what you got going on in life. I'm going to respect your situation. Because guess what? It's your situation, not mine. I don't pay your bills. I don't do nothing to make your life better. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care who you like to lay down with. That's your business. As long as if we can come together, have a few drinks, laugh, and go home, you my dog. How you doing? How your mama doing? I love anybody, everybody. It ain't gonna kill you to be nice to somebody who's nice back to you, genuinely. You might make a lifelong friend who somewhere later on in life can help you or benefit you. Come on, y'all, get it together. Let's get all this stuff together. It's enough stuff on everybody's backs with these uncurable diseases and viruses and bacteria that's going around without y'all adding to it. And I say that wholeheartedly. Stop adding to situations. Stop being pessimistic people, meaning you're going to always see a problem in any solution. There's no solution. I'm sorry. And if you can't help nobody, don't hurt them. Because one day you're going to be gone, and that's going to be your child. And I know you would hope somebody be like, well, nah, they ain't did nothing to me. They just white or they just black. I ain't got no reason to hate them. They just like same sex. I ain't got no reason to hate them. When we do this stuff to people because of what they got going on in their life, it's a self-reflection. I hope you know that. You might want to be black and mad because you're not. You might like the same sex and mad because you don't want to come out. Because for you to have that much hate to want to take them out and they ain't got nothing to do with you, baby, that's a whole lot to do with you. And I ain't got to go to school to know that. Ain't nobody finna tell me no different. Let's get it together, people. I love y'all. Sending love and light everybody's way. I hope y'all be safe. Love on these babies. Nurture them. Teach them. Love on them. Tell them they're beautiful. Start this self-love at a young age. Let's get their credit popping at a young age. Come on, y'all. We need to teach them because they're living in a time that's very advanced. And they're going to always need to be 10 steps ahead, not 5. Blessings of love, y'all.